It's a new week. Well, it's a Wednesday. And it's time for a new vlog. So I mentioned this at the end of the last reading vlog I posted, the 24-hour one. I'll link it if you haven't watched it yet. But this time, instead of doing 24 hours, I am doing reading books that I may unhaul. And I think basically I'm going to turn it into this vlog stops when I find a book to unhaul. So I'm not going to purposely pick books that I know I'm going to love, like nothing from Elle Kennedy's The Deal series, or sorry, the Off Campus series, because I know I love that book. Nothing from Anna Huang. I'm looking at my shelf, sorry. Actually, let me flip you around. So, looking at this shelf specifically, we'll just go with this side first. Nothing from that top shelf is going to get read. Everything that's pulled to the front are books I haven't read. So this is all going to be books I haven't read. Anything from the top shelf we know is excluded because those are Disney books and parts of series, and we know I'm probably not getting rid of them. The same thing with this section, at least the Twisted Tales. Now, once we get down over this way, then we might have some that I unhaul. I don't unhaul a lot of romance, as you can see. So this whole section, probably not going to really reach for. This whole section, not going to really reach for. I don't know, maybe a couple of these Book of the Month ones. More so, like, fantasy. Some of these that are pulled forward are rereads, so they don't count. But just ones like Reign of the Fallen I haven't read and I've had on the TBR for a while. The Girl of Fire and Thorns have had on the TBR for a while. Like, I also have these stacks here. I have 2 stacks here. So maybe something from there that I may not enjoy. But yeah, we're gonna start with something. I think I may start with a witchy one because I've been having really bad luck with witchy reads lately, and I have quite a few, like maybe one of these 3 or one of these ones here, or like one of the Christina Laurens, because she's kind of an author for me, or something, you know, some of these more like YA romances, but the whole premise is read until we get an unhaul. So not gonna read anything like Wildfire, because probably gonna like Wildfire. So I just have to pick my first book, and I think I'm gonna do Instructions for Dancing because it's both a book of the month and a romance, and maybe I would like it. I would think I would like it, but if I don't, then this video is gonna be awful short. So I am almost 100 pages into this book, and it's actually much different than I expected. First of all, did not realize that it was the author of Everything, and The Sun is Also a Star. I did not realize that was who the author is. It's Nicola Yoon. But this is kind of, witchy's not the right word, and paranormal is not the right word either. Basically, the main character in this book has an encounter with an old lady, and then suddenly when couples who are in love kiss in front of her, she can see how their relationship plays out, and she's a cynic about love and romance because her parents are getting divorced and her dad cheated on her mom, and that's just like the first 10-15 pages. But I'm almost 100 pages in. It reads really fast. Some of the chapters are literally like 2 lines. So when you look at the table of contents, because there is a table of context, of contents. It shows like 60 chapters, and I was like, how is there 60 chapters? It's not even that long, but that's why. So right now we're just like to the like 100-page mark of it all. So far I'm liking it. I don't know if it's necessarily one I'll keep. So again, this would be very short. So maybe this will turn into reading until I get a book that I'm not going to unhaul. Don't know. Not sure yet. We'll see how I feel about this one by the end. But yeah, so far it's pretty good. But I need to like shower and take a bath and everything. So I think I'm gonna go do that and read while I do all of that. And I need to do like some intense skincare because I'm just like, I feel like I have a lot of texture and I'm starting my Halloween stuff. So my skin usually gets really bad when I start doing that stuff. So we're gonna do that, and I'm also catching up on like all of Liv and Mel's reading vlogs that I've missed over the last like 2 weeks. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I'll update you when I have some more interesting things to talk about. So, wrapping up reading for the evening, I have about 100 pages left in the book, and I'm slowly not caring. We've gotten away from some of the elements that I really liked and cared about, like the psychic visions that she's having and the like actual dancing part. Like they're supposed to be preparing for this competition, and there's been this much of them actually in the dance studio. So yeah, I think with it only being 287 pages, that's gonna, or 280, no, 268, something like that. It's short, is my point. With it being shorter, it's gonna save me. There's Willow creeping around. It's gonna help, but the biggest part of this, like them connecting, is supposed to be with this dance competition coming up. Like that's said to be like the most important part of the story, is like they need to do this to save the studio, and that, or it's presented as like the main thing, and now it's kind of dying out to like for the sake of other things that are also going on, but we're kind of presented as like these are going to be in the background kind of things. So I definitely think I'll be better off doing this as reading until I find a book I'm going to keep kind of thing. Because this one, even if I do end up liking it by the end, which I feel like I'm not going to at this point, I would unhaul it anyway because I wouldn't reread it. So day one is a bit of a disappointment, I guess, in terms of what I thought this video was going to be. But yeah, that's fine. This will just be kind of like a declutter, anti-consumption video. Hello again. It is now, what's today? Thursday morning, so one day down in this reading challenge, and I finished instructions for dancing. Finished it this morning, and what I said last night, where I was kind of like, I'm starting not to like it, it got better in terms of it put the actual dancing back into it. However, the visions that she has become more of a problem, of course, and the whole breakup part of it just seemed kind of half Well, the breakup part was fine. It was the getting back together part. It was just like, oh, I had this revelation and now nothing else matters and we can get back together and everything's fine. So not my favorite for sure. I'm glad I read it. I think it was okay, but it's not one that I'm gonna reach for again, so it is gonna get unhauled. So yeah, the vlog rolls on. But now I have to pick another read, and I don't know if I want to go a fantasy route because I'm pretty picky about fantasy, or do I want to stick with the contemporary stuff because I have so many. Yeah, I'm gonna think on it for a little bit, and when I have one, I'll start reading again. I forgot to show you all, yesterday I made pickles, so don't mind my fridge. This is, what's this one? These are the regular dill that are in here. And then I also made spicy, and my grandma helped me can them. These are spicy garlic, so there's like whole cloves of garlic in there. But these will be good for up to a year. They have to sit for like a week. But then I have another cucumber here. And this is what the cucumbers look like right now. I actually cut it back a little bit yesterday because it was just like crazy growing, like out of control to the point that you would start to become wasteful, because we're not going to eat all of these, or you know, I won't have time. But let's see if there's anything to pick. You have to be kind of careful. This one's kind of little. That one's not quite ready yet. This one's probably got another day or two. And then there's like these little guys. And then we actually, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look back in there, you can maybe see we do have the start of a watermelon. And then all of our pumpkins are kind of starting to flourish a little bit. I had to cut those back too yesterday. And I'm gonna have to go in behind and cut them so they're not like in our neighbor's space. But I found out you can actually eat the male pumpkin blossoms. So like this is a male pumpkin flower. You can actually like stuff them and eat them. So I think I'm gonna try that. Yeah, the basil has shot up since I got rid of that kind of dying cilantro, and the parsley's doing really well now. So yeah, as this goes, I'll have to cut more back probably after I harvest some of like this end, just because it's growing like out into the yard. And then my little lemon tree still going. It's got some more flowers on it, so I think I may actually get a lemon. So I have read one page of House of Furies, and I'm already super intrigued. This sounds like American Horror Story Hotel. I think that's the 4th or 5th season, right? I think that's the 4th season. Basically, the first page just tells you the main character's name and that she's a maid, and the boarding house that she works in is owned by the devil, and he takes care of all of them as long as they do what they're told, and her kind of job is to clean up after people are disposed of by him. So we're gonna see. I got this book quite a while ago. I think it's supposed to be like YA horror, but I'm not sure if YA is the right word. Yeah, so I don't know, but I have the second book, so if I end up really liking it and just deciding I'm not going to keep it, I still have the second book that I can read. I know at one point this was on audio on Hoopla, so I could kind of like double dip when I don't have time to sit down and read. If I want to get some editing and stuff done, I can listen. You know, I'm not on a timer or any time constraint for this vlog. I mean, I'm going to do it in like the span of a week. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, page 1 is very interesting. But I know this is a trilogy as well. So if I feel like this one's really, really drawn out, then I may not want to continue. But you know, we're gonna give it a go. Well, hi there. So it's been a minute since I updated this. It's been like almost a week. I know, I'm sorry. I just went into a reading slump, and I think it's because I'm reading books that I potentially am not going to keep and not going to be into, but that's the whole point of the vlog. However, I just got home from working 5:30 to like 9:30 basically. And I listened to a whole audiobook while I was on shift, which I love. So I started and finished 5 Total Strangers. And yeah, we're going to be unhauling that one. So the vlog rolls on. That's the thing. I've been reading. It's just been like 10 pages, 20 pages, you know, nothing spectacular that's going to finish a book super fast, especially a 400-page book like House of Furies. And I think that was the last book I left you guys with. But I also started listening to Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. As of right now, it's an unhaul. There's a lot of weight being put on like losing your virginity and like that whole thing. Not in a like, there's a character in it. She's like the girl's aunt, who's like not really her aunt. It's like her deceased mom's best friend. Who's just like, you know, it's all a construct and it's not real and it's like a made up thing and people just, you know, use to make people feel bad. And so I like that perspective's in there, but the main character doesn't believe that, so she's still like freaking out and everything. But I think it's gonna get better. I just don't know that I'll reread it, so I won't need to keep it. But yeah, so far we have 2 books unhauled and off the physical TBR, which is great. My hold for Wildfire did come in by Hannah Grace, and I know I'm gonna like that one, so I'm holding off on that hold until maybe we get like 5 or 6 books that I know I'm gonna unhaul. House of Furies is still, I'm only in like the first 40 pages, like I said, so it's still building. We're not even to the boarding house yet. So there's still a lot there, but there's just so much I want to read right now. So I'm hoping that now that I'm remembering to vlog and I finished another book and it's moving me along in the right direction of where I'm like, you know, I'm in this decluttering mood, I'm in this getting things read mood, that I'll keep up on it. So yeah, living, laughing, and loving over here, in the words of Miss Olivia Reads a Latte. But right now, I'm probably gonna take a nap. And then, today when I'm doing stuff, listen to some more of Serious Moonlight. And, you know, update y'all as time goes. And as always, I'm gonna plug my Pango. The link is, in the description, because that's where I list all my books that I don't keep. So I'm not just hoarding these away. I actually sell them. I list them so you guys can sell them. None of the books on there are over $7. So if you want to buy them, you want to check them out, go ahead. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to take a little nap. A little reading update from my bed. ITNF Serious Moonlight. I was listening to it today for a couple hours, and it did get interesting. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe this will end up being good. But then I was listening to it, and I ended up laying down, ended up kind of falling asleep for like, you know, like you're kind of that in and out of sleep. And I got to a part where, basically like the part where I did kind of zone out. I didn't feel like I missed anything really important. And when I did wake up, I felt like nothing had happened, and I still didn't care that I had missed anything. It's one of those books, it's a YA, so I know I've kind of aged out a little bit of the core demographic, but it's one of those ones that feels like it's trying to be very serious and trying to make a statement, but also be very progressive, but also cautionary. And it was a romance, but a mystery, but a literary fiction. Like, it was trying to be too much at one time. Personally, my opinion. If it would have just stuck with this, like, little romance, with, like, this little mystery, I'd be cool with it. But it started to get into, like, you know, the kid from the wrong side of the tracks, who did all these things, and you know, she wouldn't understand, and then he explained, and she's like, oh my god, like every secret that she kind of revealed, like it was like, okay, like, or that, I shouldn't say that she revealed, but like that she found out about. I was kind of like, okay, like, don't know why that was necessary. So I gave up. I'm gonna list the book on Pango, call it a day. Right now I'm still reading House of Furies. I'm just not in like a dark fantasy horror mood. So I'm reading Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shane Earnshaw. So far, I don't know that I love this either, which sucks because I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm only 4 chapters in. It's like 56 pages. The only book of Shane Earnshaw's, I've read 2. What have I read? Oh, I read The Wicked Deep and loved The Wicked Deep. I've read that twice now. Loved that. Did not super love Winterwood, but I kept it because I'm going to reread it. And then her other books haven't really interested me. This one I thought would interest me, but so far, Sally is coming off really, like, whiny, and that's not how her character is, like, in Nightmare Before Christmas. So, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this is the one that stops the vlog, but if not, oh well. I do have another early morning shift tomorrow where I can listen to probably most of an audiobook if I find one of my thrillers that I want to listen to, which I will probably do, if I can find one. If not, I have 2 audiobooks that I could read. If I listen to Wildfire by Hannah Grace, I know I'm keeping that book. I really enjoy her writing, so I'm kind of on the fence about that one. The other one is a book I may buy if I really like it, but it's a library read right now. It's just one that I've borrowed, so I'm on the fence about what to do. So right now I'm just going to pop on some like ambient Halloween-y, like Halloween Town sounds, and read this Nightmare Before Christmas book and see how far I can get. Obviously, I'll be going to bed early tonight because I work at 5 a.m. So, we're going to give it a go. Well, friends, we have reached the end of the vlog. Why does it look like I got punched in the eye? Good gracious. I did finish Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, and by ColourPile standards, it was a 4-star. By my personal ranking, like in my head, I would say it was probably closer to a 3, but I don't feel like I want to get rid of it, so that ends the vlog. I read 4 books for the vlog. I'm not gonna lie, I snuck in a comic and 2 Geronimo Stiltons. Sorry. So I kind of cheated. Other books that I am getting rid of, though, are Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. Despite having a cute cover and everything, this book just had too much going on. The plot was a little unclear for me, and there was too much going on that I lost interest. We have 5 Total Strangers, which is also a YA. I did realize I read 3 YA books, well, 4 if you count Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, and 3 of them I just didn't love. I don't know if I've aged out of YA, or I just don't like the same tropes I always thought I did. This one, again, was good. I'm just not going to read it again. And certain storylines, the one girl that is supposed to be like an addict, I feel like there was a very stereotypical sense about her character, and I didn't love that. So, that's going away. And also instructions for dancing. I have found that I do not like YA romance with these sappy, heavy storylines. This very Fault in Our Stars, everything, 5 feet apart sort of vibes. I do not enjoy those stories like I used to. I liked Fault in Our Stars. I liked If I Stay when I was 16. And now that I'm 26, 10 years later, yeah, I've grown out of it. So, yeah, I've learned that my tastes have really changed. And there's probably a lot more books that I have sitting over there that will end up being unhauled because I'm just not into them anymore. However, I'm really happy I did this little challenge. I think the next thing will be another 24-hour reading vlog with the timer, just to reduce my screen time, to make me, get other things done, take the time to give myself to sit down and read, which this challenge did too. It made me sit down, it made me read, it made me evaluate my likes and dislikes, and is going to make me a lot more discerning when it comes to buying books. So overall, a successful vlog. If you guys like this, let me know down below. I'm trying to do other reading challenges. Maybe the next one I'll only read romance for a week, or something like that. But we'll see. Maybe that's what the next vlog will be. Who knows? But if you guys like this, make sure you subscribe. I will have more reading vlogs coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.